they were seeing the block, they hit around it. Sometimes I think as hitters we get a little afraid of the hands that we see, but we've just been really trying to get more comfortable with seeing it and trying to use it and go around it. And so, yeah, I think they did a great job offensively. But I mean, our passing and defense was also, I mean, really consistent. So that really helps too.
When you took a look took a look rather at the final numbers of that matchup with Mayville State, the numbers themselves weren't really all that impressive because they weren't big. And yet, in the long run, when you take a look at a volleyball match, that's the best match, right? It shows that you really were dominant. You didn't have a ton of anything out there, except for the fact that really Gracie Schumacher had a really nice night setting the volleyball. I thought she stood out when it came down to the final box score in that one.
Yeah, she is so composed and she's such a good leader. I think that really helps in her game on the court. And I'm just super proud of her. Yeah, she did a really nice job. And I know she focuses on her serving a little bit and she doesn't like when she makes errors. She doesn't like when she makes setting errors either. But yeah, she's done a really nice job as far as the leadership. And it's really showing in her setting too. So that's really good to see.
Coach, take us through the game a little bit. You know, you wanted to establish your middles, and we understand that. But in order to do that, sometimes you do have to show a team that you're going to be able to get something done in other places. And early, Macy Fridgen was really solid from the outside. And then Emma Lucas set a nice little right pin spot for you, too. When you have success on the edges early, does that help even more the middle game be able to come to life and find some openings that might not be there if you don't hit from the pins really well?
Absolutely. That is also crucial. Like, anyone can get set and there's always holes and things, but like when you establish your pins absolutely at the beginning, um, and they're scoring or sending the other team out of system, it does open things up in the middle because the blockers don't know who to stay with. And I think our setters do a nice job of trying to read the blockers too. And, um, getting our hitters a one-on-one or a hole, I think, but also the hitters executing and Macy does a really nice job. She has a really fast arm swing, and both her and Emma, I would say Ellie too, they're all versatile volleyball players. They can hit on the outside, they can hit on the right side. So I think them being threats in both out of serve receive and out of system and things like that is really taken our offense to a new level. So I love to see that. Macy's actually played all three positions in the middle, on the outside, and on the right side. So it's just really fun to see all of them really confident and executing in those situations. So yeah.
One of the things I noticed against Mayville State on Wednesday night from your team, JC Richter has always been a really, really good libero as far as chasing down a ball and extending a rally. She's been good at that, but I thought I noticed that maybe her passing game has stepped up a bit. There were plays when she was receiving serve and she put the ball right where it needed to be. And I guess that's something that's probably overlooked a little bit in a libero. When they're wearing that other colored jersey, we sort of expect them to be the fly around, dive, make defensive plays. You're better when JC Richter passes extremely well, and she seems to be doing that right now.
Yeah, she's built her confidence. She's her, and I'll credit my assistant Jaden. She's kind of our defensive and serve receive brains. She's brilliant and she gives them all the good feedback and all the tips on how to be a better passer. And I think JC, I mean, she did really well. Usually the libero gets served to that much, but she did, and she executed, and she has done a really nice job. Same, I think Delaney Clark has really stepped up in her passing too, and then our other freshman who plays defense for us. I'm seeing really good things out of Annika, and I'm just super proud of all of them. But I would give all the props to Jaden Wilson. She is the brains behind our defense and our passing, and yeah, I don't know what she tells them. I do know what she tells them, but I just don't have to worry about it, and it's awesome. And yeah, they're doing a really nice job back there on serve receive.
Now you get ready for Montana Western. And we talked about this briefly earlier this year, but we can get into it a little bit more in detail now. We saw some of these teams from the Frontier Conference when you were at your national tournament run down in Sioux City, Iowa. they were big and they were physical, and it seemed like they were built to be that way. Not necessarily this one, but just teams that we saw there. And you had mentioned when you've played them in non-conference, you've seen some of the same things. So tell me a bit about what you're about to see from the new teams that you're not familiar with in the Frontier, and how Montana Western may fit into that mold tonight, maybe even Tech tomorrow.
Yeah, I say I would use the word like tall. Their block is big. Um, I mean, maybe not in the North Star. We see that big, huge block, the old North Star, but I think, yeah, it's always there. There's always two in front of you as far as hitting goes. They serve really aggressive. Like I would say every team in like every Montana school, I would say serves really aggressive. Other things, I guess. But I would say the block and their hitters are aggressive and like I said, they're tall and they really get on top of the ball and they all have very good offensive threats in every single position and I think that is what makes it so competitive and yeah, I think we'll see some different things and some of the same things that we've seen. They all, I say all, but specifically the teams that we play this weekend, Montana Western and Montana Tech, traditionally have been at the national tournament and have some of that experience. Um, so yeah, it'll be a good test for us.
Your block obviously is good. You know how to handle teams that are going to hit, so that part's taken care of. But tell us about what it is that you need to do offensively against teams that have that big block. Is it over? Is it around? Do you try to misdirect your offense a little bit? Maybe it's a little bit of all of that at one time, trying to find something that works. But what kind of a game plan do you take against a team that has that big block that you described?
I think what we've been working on is confidence, like in our hitters, to not be afraid of the block, but to see it. And we've been working on like out of system and just seeing the block better. That doesn't mean that like we are going to get blocked. It happens in volleyball. We just cannot um, become unaggressive when we see it or if we get blocked. And I think our hitters have been doing a really good job with that, not only just seeing it, but going around it and seeing the holes and really just seeing the floor on the other side too. Um, but yeah, I think confidence is so important in every aspect of the game, but specifically offense and just not being afraid of the block. But then being smart and being able to swing fast and see the hole or use their hands and swing high. And yeah, those are all really big keys. But we've been really also focusing on limiting our unforced errors. And I think hitting errors at the end of a game are going to be big for us this weekend. Um, in some of the close matches that we've played against really good competition this year, we've made too many unforced errors at the end of sets. And I'm looking forward to see how we respond to those and to hopefully make less of those tonight.
Finally, Coach, what does it mean to have this kind of a weekend where this didn't happen a lot in the North Star? We played good volleyball teams in the North Star, not trying to devalue what the experience was in that conference, but this is a weekend where a couple of nationally ranked, as you mentioned, tournament bound type of teams that we see on a regular basis come into your house. And that's a rare opportunity. It's a rare occurrence to see it happen in back to back days. So, rising to the challenge of this new league, is that something that really kind of is important right away this weekend?
It is really important. And I think the group that I have is up for the challenge. They love to be challenged in every aspect of life, but specifically volleyball. And I'm really excited. They love to compete and they love to win. So uh, we'll see how we're tested this weekend. But yeah, I'm really excited. I think our non-conference weekend was some really exciting things, but we didn't get quite on the side that we want to be on the winning side. So yeah, we'll see if we can respond a little better this weekend. But yeah, super excited. I think this group is ready. So